Hey everybody, and welcome to the Outlaw Ordinance. Um, I'm doing something a little bit different. I've been working on clearing some brush out of my front yard, and I'm kind of out here watching the fire. But today's segment, I'm going to talk about preparedness. You know, guys, it's important that everyone needs to be prepared because, we live ladies and gentlemen, we live in uncertain times. I mean, it's just there's another way to put it. We live in uncertain times. We have an economy that's doing horrible. We got a president that don't know what he's doing, and it's just the Muslims and the gays and everybody else is taking over this country, and it's making it rough on everybody right now, and it's important to everyone be prepared. For starting off, the best thing I would suggest would be self-sufficiency. I was actually looking at a do-it-yourself solar panel and looking at everything that you need and what you can get. It's relatively cheap. I mean, all you need is like solar cells, a piece of plywood or something to put the cells on, a soldering gun to put them together, and plexiglass to cover them. That's all you need. And I was looking on eBay, and you can get them relatively cheap. So that's something to look at, because you can take that, run it to a car battery, golf cart battery, whatever, and it will be just fine. So, that's one way. There's many advantages to using solar. For starters, if your power goes out, you can, you have lights, you can hook your fridge up to it, and, you can actually prepper in your house off of it. I know LDS Prepper, when he was out in Texas, wherever, he had his whole house running off solar. He sent a link. He had his links and stuff showing how where you could download everything. Show what kind of setup he had, cost, and everything. I mean, he had everything set up the way it should have been set up. So that's one thing to look at. And I can't emphasize enough food storage, food, water. Store as much as you can. I mean, everyone has a water they like. Pick a water you like and stockpile it. Myself, I can drink just about any kind of water there is. And, my wife, she's, she likes Dasani, Sam's Choice water. And, she's tried the other waters, she just don't like them, which, I mean, that's whatever, It's just to each their own. So, and I try every time I go out to stock up on it. Yeah, budget's a little bit hard, but sometimes you just gotta sacrifice it. An extra case of water can mean a whole lot. But for us, we really can't keep it stocked because, well, we drink it. So I mean, I got a bottle right now with a flavor packet. So you know. Some things though that you can store, you can actually store food pretty cheap. One thing you can do is hardtack, and the recipe is really, really simple. It's four to 5 cups of flour, about 2 cups of water, and I think 4 tablespoons of salt, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it's easy to find a recipe for. I'm not going to sit here and look up the whole recipe because it's simple to make. You can find it right off the bat. I've made hardtack. There's also something I made called survival bread. And survival bread, it was like 2 cups of oats, 2.5 cups of powdered milk, 1 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of honey, and water, 3 ounces of gel, like a little like a little single serve Jello pack. They said orange or lemon, but presumably, I'm assuming that you are able to put your own in there. But I mean, some of it, I mean, it was great. It was excellent. I couldn't ask for anything any better. So, you know, that's one thing you can look at. You know, there's homemade stuff. There's also there's homemade MREs. You can get those. Those things are great. Well, I've not tried them, but I mean, come on. It's a homemade MRE. Myself, I've got a case of MREs that a friend of mine actually got for me. She got it from her church. I guess they gave them out, and they either didn't want them, or she gave me what they didn't want. Either way, you know, I'm not going to complain. I didn't have to pay for it. I've actually tried the MREs myself, and I like them. They're still good. So, you know, that's the thing too. You know, MREs are expensive. If you can afford a case, I would recommend buying one if you can afford it. I mean, I'm probably looking to. I got quite a few projects I'm working on right now. I'm getting ready to start some designs on a AR-15 system. You know, that way, you know, I'll be stamping the brand on it. You know, Outlaw Ordnance. But you know, like I said, after the MREs, then you can also, another important thing I need to stress is a bug out bag. Everybody needs a bug out bag. And a bug out bag, basically, you can either keep it by your door, take it in the morning when you leave, or you can get a kit that you keep in your car. Certain items, the reason some people keep their kits in their dwellings is for the simple reason: if you live in a high crime area and don't want your shit stolen, you know, take it in the house. Stick it out in the fucking house. And if you live in an area where there's no crime, leave it in your vehicle. But then there's also some people that want to have a kit in their house just in case something happens when they're in the house, and then they can't get to the vehicle or something. Like I don't know. Let's run the scenario here. Let's run the scenario. We'll say enemy invasion. You know, the North Koreans finally got pissed off, came the fuck over here to blow some shit up, or ISIS come over here to blow some shit up, and I don't know, maybe butt fuck a few goats while they were over here. You know, whatever they do over there. And they hit your hometown. Okay, let's say they're coming down the street. You don't have time to hit your vehicle, or maybe they're at your front door, and you have to escape out a window or something. You know, you grab your bag that's in your house, you get out your door, and you go. You know, you grab your you get out of Dodge bag, bug out bag. You get, you know, your weapon. Definitely get your weapon. If anything else, get your fucking weapon. I mean, you can encounter small enemy patrols, and if you can somehow get a couple of the men down, you can find food or whatever, or take their damn canteen. Water is crucial. You can go longer without food than what you can water. Let's see. Then there's the next point is firearms, which is what this company is. It's firearms. When it comes to firearms, make sure, you know, you have a good, reliable firearm. You know, don't go get a freaking Jennings or a Brico Arms or whatever the hell, because honestly, those things they're pieces of shit, is what they are. I mean, my dad had a Jennings Brico, I think, and my first time shooting a handgun, and I put 3 rounds out of it, and suddenly it wasn't clicking. It just stopped working. So, and I paid attention to detail on this pistol. I forgot how old I was still in grade school. And I looked around, there's a little red piece that went in the back of it, and I stuck it back in, racked it, and I shot some more rounds off. Well, it did it again. That little red piece popped out, and I looked it up, and I'm like, well, I finally realized, you know, it's junk. So, no, we're not. I will not deal with a Jennings Brico or anything of that nature. I won't even work on them. I mean, you bring one to me and say you want me to help you to work on or whatever, I won't touch it. They're junk. I mean, honestly, if you want my advice what to do with them, if you want a fucking paperweight, plug the barrel, strip everything out, what the fuck ever, and just put it on your goddamn desk as as just a paperweight. I mean, it depends. Well, it depends what state you live in. Some of these states, you do that shit and you're probably a fucking terrorist out or you lose your job. But I mean, if you work with communists, I wouldn't advise doing it. Or speaking your mind either. Communists don't like that shit neither. Or ISIS. You know, fuck ISIS. And, but when it comes to firearms and certain situations, I've read, you know, what are tips for surviving a foreign invasion. Some people have said, you know, tell the enemy what they want to hear, this, that, and the other, and you'll go home. My philosophy, and to people, anybody that watches me, if you're physically able to fight back, fight back. Don't tell them anything about our army. Don't tell them nothing. Simply put, if you see them, like, if that ever does happen, God forbid it doesn't, but if something like that ever happens, fight. I mean, we're Americans. That's what we do. We fight. You know, we're not yellow-belly catfish. I mean, we have a population that likes to have entitlements, but fuck it. You know, fight. But, okay, you know, like I said, I've covered stuff you can do in your house, which is, you know, solar energy. Get your house to where it can be slightly self-reliant. Then there's stockpiling. You know, you store food, water, bullets. Yeah, bullets for your guns. I don't know exactly what to tell you to store. I mean, I have a couple of books that I've read that tell you how much to store, but I think 5,000 rounds. I think it's 5,000 rounds for your primary, 2,000 for your secondary, and like 1,000 for each hunting rifle that you have. I mean, that seems ample to me, but it's whatever, you know. Stock to what suits your needs. Simple as that. Just whatever suits your needs, do it. Then, you know, also stock up on first aid. You can never, you know, when you're in a situation where shit hits the fan or whatever, medical help can sometimes be basically non-existent, depending upon what's going on in the area. So, you know, make sure you keep clean first aid supplies. Keep tourniquets, ibuprofen, aspirin, Benadryl, rash creams, band-aids. You know, I got a minor surgical kit that I keep in my one of my areas where I store some stuff at. You know, and the thing is, every time you go out, get you a box of bullets. You know, I try to, but normally I don't. I keep forgetting about it, and plus my AR is still kind of out of commission. So, well, you know, whatever. You know, let's see. I'm gonna now. We've covered storage. We've covered, you know, self-reliance. You know, keeping yourself to where you won't be caught with your pants down. You know, catching when you won't be caught with your pants down. Food and water. We've done food and water. Firearms. I think I've covered just about. I've covered just about everything right now. But let's dive in deeper let's dive deeper into firearms. Now, when it comes to firearms, when you select a firearm, my thing is, I say you need to have 3. My 3 go-tos is my AR-15. That's one of my go-tos. I have a Glock 17. You know, anything Glock I'll go to, which I'm looking for a higher caliber pistol myself. And then either now on this one, this is multiple. You can either have a shotgun or a long-range rifle. You know, so if you have a long-range rifle, you know, that's something you can use it for 2 purposes. You can defend your homestead from afar or hunting. You know, or you know, you have a shotgun. And that works too with shotguns. You can do some hunting with it. If you want to use a shotgun, though, my recommendation is to get a slug barrel, so you can to get rounds for bigger game like deer and stuff like that. You know, make sure you have slug rounds. And than your standard barrel for squirrel or intruders. And like I said, pistol wise, there's 9mm, there's 40 caliber. I mean, there's a long range. My best advice, I can't give you a recommendation because I like Glock, so I'm kind of biased there. What you do when you're looking for a pistol, depending on where you live, go to flea markets. These guys have guns all the time. Pick a couple up, feel it. If it feels good in your hand, then chances are that's what you want to go with. If it don't, whatever you pick, make damn sure you can trust you'll trust your life with it. If you think for a second it'll fail you, then don't get it. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your time, because it can hang up or anything can happen and it can cost you your life. And another a firearm I recommend everybody should get is the a Mosin Nagant 7.62 by 54 ARC. I cannot stress enough. They're easy to get. They're cheap. Ammunition, I'm assuming it's abundant. I've never had a problem getting shells. It's just fun to shoot. They're these old Russian surplus rifles. So, they're good. They're great. So, and I'd advise getting one of those. And, that's all I have on firearms. I mean, that's just simple. I really don't have nothing getting into detail with right now. Like I said, I'm on kind of a tight budget, but I am, in the next video, I'm going to start ordering parts for a build, and when I get all the parts in, I'll show you guys me putting it together. But I mean, I think I've covered everything, But you guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys later. I got a couple more videos I'm gonna post, and I'll definitely do my blogs will be coming up next, so you can stay tuned for that. But you guys be safe, take care, and just be yourselves. Peace out.